Niomie from Guinea Pigs Australia, and today I'm going to show you how to build a C&C cage, a 2x4 with a 2x1 loft. So this has been requested by quite a number of customers and guinea pig people on our community, so I thought I'd just show you how I do it and also what products we offer. So first of all, we just gather our supplies. Here I have a grid, which is for our loft, and you can see that it is cut. Also have our ramp. It has core flip protectors, which you can put on when it comes from our store. It's basically flat, like this. So all you're going to do is fold up those sides. So just get those ready, and then you just slide on the core flip protectors there, so it's nice and protected and the piggies don't chew it. Then we have our loft piece, 5mm core flip. They come in 6 colours. And for my 2x4 I have my base. And of course I have my grids, my cable ties, and my connectors. Alrighty, so first things first, make sure that you have a space to build the cage where you want it inside the home. And your grids come like this. So basically with grids, you need to make sure that they're 9 squares down and 9 squares across. The reason for this is that it is a safety hazard, so if the grids are not 9 squares down and 9 squares across, what can happen is the guinea pig's head can actually get stuck in here. You would be surprised how much an adult guinea pig can go through. For any baby guinea pigs, we suggest baby proofing, which is basically you're just cable tying 2 of these together to make the hole smaller, like so. So you cable tie the edge and cable tie that edge, and then that's suitable for baby guinea pigs, which baby guinea pigs generally after 6 months of age, they can transition to the adult size, but for grids, make sure that you baby proof. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to start building the cage. So first of all, I'm going to connect the grids with my connectors. So I'm just going to show you here. This is your connector. This is the edge of your grid. And what you're going to do, you see these grooves. So connectors have grooves. They have 3 grooves, 1, 2, 3. So if you find that your core flute for some reason is slightly larger or slightly too small, you can actually go and connect at a greater distance or a shorter distance to the middle. So they basically just slot like so. See there, they pop off. If you're going to go to the very edge, you would pop it on to that edge bit there. That's the more of a distance, so it's going to mean that the grids are, there's going to be more space between the grids. So if you have a slightly larger core flute, this is ideal. But if your core flute is a little bit too small, you can go right to the first notch there, and that will solve your issue. Okay, so now we're going to start building our cage. So I've got my grids, and I'm just going to put the connectors on first. We're going to strengthen it with the cable ties later. So what I like to do is I like to start with the corners, because this way it's going to actually give me some stability so that I can actually work my way around. So I just do the bottom, just push top, and we keep going around. 2x4. I'm actually leaving this side open because I'm going to slide the core flute in. I find this is much easier when you're building a CNC cage because a lot of the time people build this side and then they're trying to maneuver the core flute in, and it's just a bit more easier. So for our core flute, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move our cages out of the way for a bit. You can see that it's quite okay with the connectors attached, so I can just easily move this away. So I'm folding out my core flute. And our core flute comes pre-cut and scored, which is really easy because it's a 5mm piece, which is very thick. It's waterproof. And I want to make sure that it's all cut for easy storage. You can just fold it back up again if you're moving the cage, and all the sides are all done for you, which is great. And no cutting required. So I'm just going to take the sides. So with the sides, just do one side at a time. Just make sure this one is out. Just easily fold it up like so. And then I tape on the outside. So I don't go in, going out. Like so. Okay? The reason that you can go in, but the reason that I go out is that's how it's been designed. So that's how it's been ideally cut. And then I just put the tape on this piece here, and then it sticks to there. So let's make our box. You can see that I've actually been double siding my tape, so I don't actually tape it over the core flute at all because some guinea pigs may chew it, so I like to double side it, stick it on the tab, and then just press closed. So now that's done, we're going to actually just push our core flute in and then connect the final sides. So I have my grids. I have my core flute box, and I just slide it in. Make sure that's all closed up. That's inside, and make sure you can actually rest the box. If your core flute's a bit wider, you can rest the box actually on top of the connectors. But when we actually close it up, it's going to fit really nicely. So now I'm just going to finish my final sides. And that's the base cage done. That's the basic cage. Our base cage, we can actually cable tie it. So you'll have to pack cable ties, and what you're going to do is we're going to cable tie the entire base of this cage just to make it a bit more sturdy, make sure that it is very solid. So using my cable ties, I'm going to place one cable tie at the top, the middle, and the bottom. You don't need to do exactly that, but that's just the way I cable tie to make sure that the cage is nice and secure. So let's go. Okay, so now that we have cable tied, we're going to cut the ends off the cable ties because they're quite sharp, and also we don't want our guinea pigs getting it stuck in their eye or them chewing on it. So make sure that you always cut the ends of your cable ties and then collect the pieces and pop them in the bin. Okay, so that's our basic cage done. Now we're going to build a loft. So a loft is an area that you can use to basically give the piggies another space. So we're going to install a ramp, we're going to install a floor, and then we're going to put the loft on the cage. We're going to make sure that the loft area can be used as a hay area, can be used as a toileting area, can be used as a place to put all their soft toys. So we're going to show you a few ways to do the loft. But first things first, every loft needs sides and a floor. So connectors here, they're actually flat down. We're going to change them to an upright position in order to put the walls on. So I'm just going to use one of my other connectors actually. That one's there. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So instead of your connector being flat like that, we're going to put it on the side. And you can see that has side grooves there. And that's how we're going to insert it. So we're going to insert it like so. So there you go. So then, when we build up, your other wall piece is going to connect in here. So I'm just handling 2 pieces, yep. So there you go, and then you're going to put your cable tie there. Then you can add more wall pieces. You can add a side piece there. So connectors are really handy. I always recommend using them when building a loft or building upwards or building a stand. So we're just going to flip our connectors that way on part of this cage so we can build up. I'm just going to do all these ones up. I want to reach my corner one, so we're doing a corner. You're going to put your wall, you're going to put it up. Then your cross section, you're actually going to insert it into there. See that piece there? It's going to insert. So I'm just doing this one-handed, but so it's a bit tricky, but basically it's going to be like that. See, upwards and your cross section. So I'm going to do that for the corners. Now our cross section, our connectors are all up. So now we can start building the walls upwards and we can start actually putting in the floor as well. So with your grids, you can then go up. But first of all, I'm going to actually put the floor on. So I'm actually going to do the cutout grid last because I'm going to show you a few ways that you can use this. So I'm just going to start building my walls and you just push in. I'm just going to leave this part open. I'm going to show you how to put in the floor. So the floor, first section, you're going to connect here, here, and here. So you're just going to push with your thumb and finger. And you do have to use some force. Don't be afraid. The connectors aren't going to break. And you just basically push in. At this stage you can start cable tying as you go. I find that is really helpful if you're struggling with the connectors. But in this case, they're okay. So I'm going to show you the loft. I'm just going to show you the cutout grid. So the cutout grid is important because it's where the ramp goes. So the ramp will go up here. It depends on how you want to do your ramp. Some people like to have the grid like this, and then that gives you basically your ramp, your floor, another floor piece will be there, and then your ramp will go like this. You can add another, can actually add another grid wall here if you're worried about them jumping. Or you can have your wall like this, and then it goes through the floor. So I'm going to do that way today, because that's where I usually have my lofts. So we're just basically going to connect this loft piece like so. And using one final connector, we just connect the final two floor pieces together. Nice and tight. Okay. Now before I close it off and do my top, I am actually going to do my loft base, the core flip, and slide it in like I did with the green, because that's so much easier. Okay, so now we're actually going to be doing the loft. So here's my loft piece. This is going to be my entrance way, which is on the left hand side. And I'm just going to use the same method as I did with my core flip base, and I'm going to take the sides. Basically, I'm going to leave the front flaps inside. I'm not going to do it outside like that. I'm just going to leave it inside, because that will make it nice and flush and actually sit much better. You can actually also just do it this way as well, or like that. So that's the different configurations that you can do. I'm just going to leave mine like this, and I'm just going to sticky tape that side. So when the pigs go inside, they go up here, and then they go around this corner, and then this area here is where they have their hay or toileting area, or just extra space. And because this sticky tape is going to be on the outside, they can't get to it, so I'm going to sticky tape here. And now my loft is done. Ta-da! And we're all ready to insert it into the loft area. Okay, so here I have my loft floor, and we're going to insert the loft piece. So I'm just going to grab it like so. Just thought I would take a top view video. So it sits like that. See there? And the ramp is going to come up through that hole. So now we can put on the top walls, and then we're going to insert the ramp. Okay, so I have my loft area here, and we're just going to put on the final walls. You can see here that the way that this ramp goes up, the loft is actually fully enclosed, so there's no, guinea pigs aren't going to jump out, there's no way that they can get out of it, so it's a much safer way to do your pig cage. Push this down, this one. Start putting on the top connectors as well for the walls. So we are cable tying the top section. Again, 3 of these, and you're going to cut the ends off the cable ties again. I'm just going to take this out for now. Come right here and start cable tying the bottom as well, just so that it's nice and secure. So off we go. Okay, now we're going to slide up the ramp. So I've just placed my camera just near the hole here. So underneath this piece of core flute, if I just take this, so I just move this, you can just see here that there is this area here. That's where the ramp tab is going to go. So I'm actually going to slide it underneath the loft piece. Just put that back. Okay. So here is my ramp, and I'm just positioning it just inside, and I'm just sliding underneath the loft piece. This tab here, that's actually a sticky area, so that's actually going to stick to this loft, so you're going to have to push it down. And I'll just slide up. I'll just show you here how it looks. I'm actually going to slide up. You can slide up the core flute protectors then to the top. So these core flute protectors, they just slide along like so. And if you find your guinea pig is starting to chew the core flute for whatever reason, they may not have enough hay, they may be bored in their cage, you can buy these core flute protectors from our store as well. They're really great. They're a very hard plastic, and they're very durable as well. Very easy to just slide onto the sides. So make sure that that's all secure. Just show you another angle here. So they're gonna walk up and walk into there. Now, if you're worried about headspace, so some people are worried about, this area here, it's going to be too low for the guinea pigs. My guinea pigs walk happily up this ramp, but you can always flip the grid piece. So you can always flip this, and you don't have to have the entrance at the bottom. You can have the entrance here. You can put the cutout grid here instead and have the entrance here. That's going to give you plenty of headspace. And then you just simply put an extra grid here, and that's going to fix that issue for you. So if you're worried about headspace, if you've got chubby piggies and you're thinking, oh, that's too low for them, you can just put the cutout piece here instead, put a normal grid here, and voila, that piece just folds back. You don't have to have the sticky tape there. Take the sticky tape off, fold that back into this piece here, and that's done. So all you need to do then is just add guinea pigs, vet bed, your accessories,